Everyone, so today we're going to understand what is the remainder when we are having 29 raised to 29. So first, when you have this kind of a situation, all you have to do is first you divide 29 by 20 by 9, sorry. Yeah, so this is 3 and this is 27. So when you subtract 27 from 29, you get the remainder as 2. So first, instead of keeping 29 as it is, we'll keep it as what? 2. The remainder is 2, the whole raised to 29. And this is still divided by 9. So your question has now simplified to this form. Now when you have something like this, you need to remember that you want powers of 2 in such a way that your answer comes out to be, your numerator comes out to be 9 plus or minus 1. 9 raised to n plus or minus 1. Sorry, not 9 raised to n. 9 multiplied by n plus or minus 1. So 2 raised to 1 is 2, first power. Second power is 4. Third power is 8. Fourth power is 16. And next power is 32. And then next power is 64. Okay, so now see, understand, here I'm sure you must be wondering that why didn't I do this. Yes, you can do it, but I'm going to tell you that it's much easier if you have things in terms of plus 1. So here we know that this is basically 2 raised to 6. So let's write this. We can write this 2 raised to 29 as nothing but what? 6 multiplied by 4 plus we have, so we get 6 multiplied by 4 is 24 plus 5, that gets you 29. So basically I have split this index as nothing but what? I have split the index of 29 as nothing but what? 4 multiplied by 6 plus 5. Now why 6? Because this was 2 raised to 6. So we can do this 2 raised to 6, the whole raised to 4 and plus 5, right? So we'll write it as plus 5. So now remember that a raised to m, we know that a raised to m plus n can be written as a raised to m into a raised to n. So here we can write this as nothing but what? 2 raised to 6, the whole raised to 4 into 2 raised to 5 upon 9. Now why did I do it this way? See, 2 raised to 6 is what basically? 2 raised to 6 is 64. The whole raised to 4 into 2 raised to 5, which is 32. We can divide them separately. So when I do this division of 64 raised to 64 by 9, the remainder is 1 and then the index is raised to 4 into 32 divided by 9, the remainder is 5. So your eventually the remainder comes out to be 5. Now let's try and see what happens if we had taken 2 raised to 3. Okay, because 2 raised to 3 is 8 and which also can be written in terms of what? 9 minus 1. Okay, so now we had the power of 2 raised to 29. So let's write it in terms of what? In terms of powers of 3. So 29 can be written as what? 9 multiplied by 3 plus 2. So here we will write this as what? 2 raised to 9, the whole raised to, 2 raised to 3, the whole raised to 9 multiplied by, so plus 2 we had, which can eventually be written as what? 2 raised to 3, the whole raised to 9 into 2 raised to 2. Okay, so basically what we get over here is, so now this gets divided by 9. So this, we can write this as what? 8 raised to 9 upon 9 into 4 raised to 9. Now 8 is basically what? It is 9 minus 1. So remainder, when you divide 8 by 9, the remainder is minus 1 multiplied by 4 divided by 9, the remainder is 4. Okay, so your remainder is coming out to be minus 4. Now since we don't keep our remainders in negative, you just add the denominator again. At this point the answer comes out to be plus 5 again. So see, answer comes out to be same, but here the number of steps were quite simple. So that's why I thought that I will show you both the methods. You can stick to whatever method works for you. Okay, so let's just quickly revise. What did we do? Whatever we had, see, the question was what? 29 raised to 29, okay, divided by 9. The first job what we did was, we'll find out the remainder when you divide by 9. So the remainder at this point is what? Just 2. When you divide it by 9, and the power of 2 is 29. So now I just went and understood that which power of 2 gives you the answer in terms of 9 multiplied by n, or multiplied by some number. Let's not keep it as n because I've taken it over here. So 9 multiplied by p plus minus 1. So here we saw that n value can be 3 or it can be 6. So like I said, at this point you can take a call. See, it is better to always take an even power, because what happens is, see, when you divide a number, see, if you divided 8 by 9, you could have taken this as what? -1. Because what happens is 8 can be written in terms of what? 9 minus 1 divided by 9, and still everything was raised to what? Raised to in this case it was raised to 9, right? So here the remainder is -1 raised to, again, an odd power. So any negative number when raised to an odd power, the answer will be -1. So that is the entire strategy. Okay, this is why I generally avoid taking an odd number, because at this point lot of people fumble and they forget that it will be remaining -1. That's the only trouble. But if you can remember this, then yes, it can become very, very easy for everyone. Okay, the only thing while solving these kind of sums is expected out of you is that breaking of the index. Means if I wanted 29 in terms of what? 2 raised to 3, like the index should be written in terms of 3, then this comes out to be 3 multiplied by 9 plus 2. This is something which everybody has to remember. Similarly, if I wanted this to be written in terms of 6, this would be what? 6 multiplied by 4 plus 5. Okay, I hope this is very, very clear to everyone. Okay, and then all you have to do is just keep going and doing these kind of steps. Okay, and trust me, after this is going to be very, very easy. Now these kind of sums are very important for any of the students preparing for entrances. Okay, your entrances like IPMAT, GMAT, all of that need a clear understanding of these topics. Okay, and especially if you are preparing for SSC, CGL, these are the topics where a lot of people fumble. So if you want me to do more of these, please let me know so by typing a yes in the comment section. That's it for today. I will see you in the next video.